Hi everyone. Steph, still on series summer, which is series 3, summer and fall preparation. And I don't want to edit my videos. And I don't want to look perfect because parenting is sometimes unedited and not perfect. And this is how we look sometimes. I haven't washed my hair today. I haven't taken a shower after my run. Yeah, so I just want it raw. I want to talk to you like this. This is who I am. So today I'm going to talk about family chores and visiting family. Yep. And my soon-to-be episode, I got the okay from my sister Jamie. She turns 40 on Wednesday, and she is an only parent. Her children's father passed away a while ago, and so she gave me permission to interview her this week as an only parent. So I'm excited for that. And I plan to learn a lot from her. So here's the series summer. We're on checklist and chores. I'm gonna do a special episode with an only parent, my sister, and then I'm gonna move on for preparation for the next school year. What is middle school about? Organization and reviewing checklists for the school year. So again, we're on this series about I don't know what to do with a 6th through 8th grader in the summer. I work. What do I do with these kids? They're too old for babysitters, but yet too young to have a job. They're just in an awkward stage. So I developed a checklist. Again, I am big on checklists, especially if you are working or you and your spouse are working. Checklists are good. Especially 6th and 7th graders, they still need that visual. I would even say 8th and 9th graders too need a visual. They need a visual. So last episode, I left off with creativity, and I just want to refresh that. In my household, and I take offense to this, I'm from rural North Dakota, and people would say, aren't you bored? Weren't you bored living there? I'm like, no, I wasn't. Being bored was a cuss word in my household and still is to this day. I think it's such a rude statement. I'm bored. Well, then you make up your own fun. You have an imagination God gave you, then use it. You're a creative individual in a country with a ton of freedom. Come on now. Critically think. So no to boredom. Okay, ask them which specific skill they'd like to learn this summer. Pet sitting, they can learn about tools. Again, this is my son, Silas, and we do a book club in the summer, and you're going to say, meh, 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 Steph, you're a teacher, meh, 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 you're at home. So you're at work. Have them do a book with you. You read at night, they read it during the day, and then have a discussion, and check out some DVDs that go along with it. This is Skin. It goes along with Trevor Noah. We're learning about South Africa and apartheid right now. Create a neighbor game. Become the family expert in something. Okay, so I should change this. This episode is on chores. Yep, chores and responsibility. So always be thinking, what's a great life transfer skill that can transfer into adulthood? Another edit, sorry. Okay, that your kid can learn during the summer. What is something that teachers might not be able to teach that specific thing to your child because there's 30 other people in the classroom? What is something that is specific to them or to you? So I go through my values. Again, I have these values books. I want to teach responsibility. I want to enforce that at home in the community. What are you doing for your community, your family community, your neighborhood community? Are you thinking more than just yourself? Number 2, learning how to be helpful to their family members. And a third thing that I want my children to be able to do is being able to have conversations with older family members or friends, to be able to visit. So I want you to think about your 3 things that you would love your children to hold on to so it better prepares them to being successful as an adult. So what are the 3 values that you would like? Okay. So the first one, chores. Chores are really important. I got this from Raising Children Net. It's an Australian website. Hey, this age is universal. Things need to be directly taught. Chores, I believe, are universal. Because children learn a lot from chores. Doing chores help children learn about what they need to do to care for themselves, a home, and a family. They learn skills they can use in adult lives, like preparing meals, cleaning, organizing, and keeping a garden. Being involved in chores also gives children experience of relationship skills, like communicating clearly, negotiating, cooperating, and working as a team. When children contribute to family life, it helps them feel competent and responsible. Even if they don't enjoy the chore, when they keep going, they get the feeling of satisfaction that comes with finishing a task. And sharing housework can also help families work better and reduce family stress. When children help out, chores get done sooner and parents have less to do. This frees up time for the family to do fun things together. I'm all with you. I'm all with you, raisingchildren.net AU. So, when you have a chore, when you're thinking of chores, here's a list if you want to read them right now. We're talking about teens, so teenagers can do the chores they did when they were younger, but they can be responsible for doing them on their own. They can take on more difficult chores. Teenagers could do the washing, cleaning the bathroom and toilet, preparing meals, stacking the dishwasher, or mowing lawns. When choosing chores for teenagers, think of the skills you'd like them to learn. So be specific also with which chore you want done and by what time. Nothing drives a parent more crazy than coming home and the whole place is a mess, and then the kid will just, I'll just do it whenever I can get to it. Don't do that. Set a specific time. It's going to drive you nuts. Make it realistic too. Be consistent and consider punishments. Punishments are okay. It is okay and good to punish and have consequences. Make it viewable. An idea is to get a visible family calendar where everyone can be a part of. Okay, this is my planning mess right here that I have for my family. I work well with this. My kids work well with this. So I wrote down their chores on the week calendar. This week, Silas, by noon, that bathroom upstairs and this kitchen better be done. And by kitchen, dishwasher. I get really specific when I'm talking to him, but he does need to have it written down. And it's on the family calendar. JC, you need to vacuum upstairs, do the living room, and fold clothes. Again, it is written down for my kids to see, or else they'll fight. They will fight about who does what. Write it down so they can see it. The specific chore. Okay, so let's be real. You are still going to have to remind us middle school teachers. We have to remind because their brains and their bodies are growing so fast that they're super forgetful. It is normal to be forgetful at this age. You are going to want to pull your hair out. I want to pull my hair out right now because already this morning, so my son did his chores, right? And then this is what he does. This is what he and my daughter do. These aren't the chores per se. They were done with their chores, but then they eat and then they just leave it. Or they change into their sports clothes and then they leave their stuff on the ground. Ah! That's how I feel. And I want to yell and scream, and sometimes I do. Okay, this is going to drive you insane, but outside of their chores, they leave their things around. Even at school, they leave pencils and papers. They don't intentionally mean to do it. They need reminders, a lot of them. They will forget and forget and forget. Punishments are good, but be patient. Be patient. It is normal for them to forget, but again, consequences need to happen. So, when my son gets home and he sees that I have this, he's losing game time. No game time for the rest of the day. So, and I'm going to have to teach him directly. We talked about it this morning. You're going to transition to the next step, to the next activity. Silas, you need these 3 steps. When you transition, step 1, did I pick everything up? Look around. Step 2, pick it up. Step 3, now I'm ready to move on. And reinforce. Practice, practice, reteach, 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 repeat, repeat, repeat. That's how it goes. I'm thinking some of you have this problem too. Be consistent, be patient, use consequences, and reteach. Reteach. All right. Number 2, being helpful. You have to directly teach this. Remind them to open the doors for elders. Ask parents if they need help. Have them carry the groceries. Again, they're not perfect and they need reminders and reteaching. These are my niece and nephews. They were outstanding at helping. I've never seen such helpful children. But when I talked to my sister-in-law, she's like, they weren't like this, though. I had to teach them. And now they just do it on their own. They were so helpful. I'd be carrying bags. Can I help you on stuff? Wow, just warmed my heart to see such helpful children. I will never forget that about them. And I'm hoping that if I teach and keep reinforcing and practicing, that my children will be just as helpful and kind to others also. So thumbs up. Awesome job, Kurt and Sybil Helmer. I am just so appreciative of your children. You give me hope and faith that I can go through this too. Okay, and the third thing that I want my kids to be able to do, something of value of my family, is to visit. To be able to visit with family and neighbors and have a conversation. This requires getting off screens. Again, I'm not a big screen fan. I'm not a Luddite. I do allow my kids to have video games, go on YouTube sometimes and watch TV. But when it comes to family members, make your tweens and teens sit down for 15 minutes at least and listen and practice having a conversation. You should have started this already when they were little. At a younger age, again, you should have taught this. So if you have younger kids right now, anywhere from 5 to whatever, 10, have them practice that skill, giving back. Hello, how are you, Nana? What did you do today? What was your favorite part of your day today? What did you do when you were little? Okay. Practice with family members. This is a summertime. You're gonna visit family more than likely. Practice with your children next to you, listening on how to visit with elders and giving back in a relationship. Learn to laugh together too and have just fun moments with each other and enjoy the moments. Wow, what a great day we had visiting with our family. Isn't family wonderful? We have people who love us no matter who we are. I'll give you an example. So JC got invited to a bridal shower. My sister got married, and so she had to sit at a table, a nice one. Beautiful, beautiful brunch. But I was proud of my daughter because we practiced those skills of being able to visit, sit still, have etiquette, have manners, and listen. To be patient is a life skill, so expose them to these types of activities of sitting down and having a conversation and giving back in a conversation. Again, here's another example. This is my uncle-in-law, Earl, and he raises pigeons, and it's such a cool hobby, to be honest with you. I never thought I'd be super interested in it, but there's so many competitions with raising pigeons. They're beautiful birds. Have you ever looked at one? It's pretty cool. But he was showing the girls his awards, and they listened and they asked questions. They might not have been interested in pigeons, but they were able to give back, saying, "What's this one? How did you win this? What is this title?" Very proud of them. But again, that took practice. It took practice and sitting down and having conversations and praising them and practicing again. You could listen more, giving them feedback, because communication is a life skill. Employers look for that. In a relationship with a spouse, communication is key. So I'm ending this episode right now. Again, use this information to your liking, share, or subscribe. Bye, y'all.